Especially when you're starting out, YouTube is hard, but it doesn't have to be. After growing this channel to 28,000 subscribers and over 4 million long-form views, there are 4 things that absolutely would have made it easier. These are 4 things that I wish someone would have told me when I was starting, because they would have made life much easier and we probably would have grown even faster. So this first one I originally learned from Ali Abdaal because he grew a successful YouTube channel while only working on it 10 hours per week. Now, how in the world could that be possible? Well, the way he did it was he built a system for everything. And I've noticed on YouTube, there's 3 essential systems that you need if you want to be consistent. Number 1 is probably the most important if you're interested in getting more views, and that's that you need a system for coming up with ideas. Number 2 is you need a system for coming up with titles and thumbnails for those videos. Number 3 is you need a system for actually creating the video. So everything from coming up with the idea to scripting to filming to editing, everything needs to be systematized, and that's how you can get a lot more for the time that you put in. The more that you can turn this into a repeatable process, the more consistently you're going to see growth. And one of my favorite business books of all time is called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. So whether you are trying to create systems for your YouTube channel or for your business, this is a book you need to check out. Now, number 2 is huge if you are struggling with being consistent on YouTube. So here's the problem. You might go into YouTube and say, I'm going to make 1 video a week. And the issue is that doesn't just automatically happen. And it's especially hard if you're running a business on top of that, because by the end of it, you probably don't have the motivation to do it. But I found that there's 2 things that dramatically increase the odds that you're going to stick with a habit, even if you don't have the motivation. The first one comes from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, and it's called an implementation intention. Basically, it says if you want to get something done, you need to write down when, how, and where you're going to do that thing. So instead of saying, tomorrow I need to script a video, what you need to do is say, tomorrow at 4 p.m. I will go to my office, I will sit down, and I will script the video. Because that takes all the guesswork out of it, so when it's tomorrow and it's 4 o'clock, you know exactly what you need to do, and there's no questions in the process. But if you're anything like me, you might run into those days where you just do not have the motivation to do it. And that's where number 2 comes in. Number 2 is called coping plans, and I just learned about these more recently. So here's how it works. So for the task that you're trying to do, you need to find the easiest and the simplest first step that you can take. So for scripting a video, it might be sitting down and opening up Google Docs. So if you go into the situation and you're not motivated, you can commit to doing that super small thing. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but typically the hardest part is actually starting the task. So if you can commit to doing that small action, you're much more likely to actually get the task done. Now, number 3 is probably what has most impacted the amount of views that we've gotten. By following this strategy, we went from having about 200 views per month to now we had a month where we hit 2 million long-form views. The secret is model what works. Well, first off, what do you model on YouTube? Well, you can basically model anything on YouTube, but I think there are 3 things that are the best bang for your buck, and they all start with the letter T. So first we have title, then thumbnail, and topic. These are going to be the things that most impact the amount of views that you get. Because the crazy thing about YouTube is it doesn't matter how good your content is, if you don't have a title and thumbnail that is appealing to your target audience, your video is not going to get views. To show how important this is, one of our videos after we posted it was stuck at 200 views after the first day. Now, I thought this video was pretty good. I feel like it had potential to get more than 200 views. So what I did is I changed the title and the thumbnail. And 1 hour after doing that, it went from 200 views to 1,500 views. But it didn't just stop there. Now the exact same video, without changing any of the content, is sitting at over 580,000 views. And that probably would have never happened if we just stuck with the original title and thumbnail. Okay, so number 4 is one of the most powerful ways you can basically print views without a whole lot of effort. I'm so surprised that more people are not using this. To understand it, let's look at this guy. He's one of the biggest soccer or football, depending on where you're from, YouTube channels on YouTube. And the way he gets views kind of blows my mind. So let's look at this video. 1 goal equals spend $100. You know, pretty good title, pretty visual thumbnail, and he gets 7.6 million views. Now, video number 2, 1 goal equals get $100, and it gets 28 million views. But wait, there's more. He then uploads a video called 1 save equals win $100, and it gets 6.4 million views. All the videos are basically the same concept, and he's continuing to print views. And he does this a lot. He has I tested 1-star football products. I tested banned football products. I tested 1-star football stadiums. And all these videos have almost 10 million views, if not more. What the biggest YouTubers know is once you find something that's resonating with your audience, you need to make more of it. Now, that's only one of the tricks that pro YouTubers know that the average YouTuber doesn't realize. If you want to know how pro YouTubers go viral, basically every time they upload, you can watch this video.